is the Dream11's Bicyle 10-10 cricket competition, and today is in fact the first day. The first day that will see two teams locked in battle, Ginger Generals versus Bayleaf Blasters, and the teams already getting ready to go out on the field. The news is that the Blasters, they've won the toss and would field. Of course, Blasters, Devon Smith is the captain, and his opposing captain is Roland Cater. Good morning to you, Raphael Crony.
Morning, Stevenson. As you said, very pleasant good morning to an evening to you wherever you are hearing us this morning. It's such it's beautiful condition down here at the National Stadium. Probably a couple of minutes late due to a little sprinkling, but the sun is out brightly, and certainly the condition looks very well.
Yes, this should in no way at all affect negatively the playing conditions. Just a wee little shower, just as the players and umpires were getting ready to come on to the middle, but that has dissipated quite nicely, and I must say that the ground staff, they've done a fantastic job in removing the covers rather quickly. So Roland Cato, as we said earlier, the opposing captain, Devon Smith, is leading the Blasters, and the Blasters, they've won the toss and would field, and of course Devon Smith would lead his players onto the team. This is the first match, Raphael Crony, in what promises to be a very, very interesting tournament over the next 11 or 12 days.
Yes, I agree with you. I think the teams are evenly balanced, and we expect it to be very competitive. As we've seen today, Devon Smith, Bayleaf Blasters, and Roland Cato. And these are two players who have played regionally, and Devon Smith in particular playing for the West Indies team. So there's some experience there, and we do expect it to be very competitive.
All right, let's just give you the lineup very quickly for the Blasters. The Blasters, Devon Smith, of course, the captain at the top there, Markel Batiste, Kieran Charles, Leon Chichester, Michael Dubisset, Diron Hippolyte, Josh Noel, Jalen Olive, Alvin Ramnath, Richard Rogers, and Dennis Smith, of course, bringing up the rear, but he'll be behind the stumps as the wicketkeeper.
Ginger Generals, Roland Cato, the captain, Shion Andrew, Wevel Benjamin, Reynold Charles, Larry Edward, Michael Fraser, Keon George, Anil Matthew, Daniel MacDonald, Neilon Pascal, and Nicholas Redhead.
Just to let you know, too, that the officials for this match, Jerome Fraser will be the one of the two umpires, and Rupert Holus, of course, alongside him. The third umpire is Anderson Matheson, and the match referee is Carl Felix. So that's all the lineup that we've got here for you today, and this would promise to be a thrilling match, I would think. 10-10 cricket is fast and furious.
Yes, we expect it to be very fast, and it is good to see that we have the folks from Carriacou, Fraser, one of the umpires, or two of the umpires from Sister Island of Carriacou, Jerome Fraser and Andy Matterson, and certainly I think it's good that we can have them involved in this tournament. I do believe we also have a few players from Carriacou that's always also part of it.
All right, so we will in fact try to bring you this match as clear as possible. As we said, it's going to be very fast. 10-10, 20-10 to be very quick. 2020 cricket, which has taken the world by storm, has settled into a well-accepted format of the game, and 2020, I dare say, is catching up.
Yes, most certainly. I think it's becoming a permanent fixture in cricket all around, as we know it. Just a few years it started, and it really has started to build up. And so we expect to see quite a lot more of 10-10 cricket being played. And it's the first tournament of this nature to be held here in Grenada. And one would certainly hope that we'll see quite a lot more tournament. As we so happy that we in this part of the world we are able to have some cricket coming out of the pandemic. We are privileged to be in such a situation where we can have cricket here at the National Stadium. I know that a number of folks, a number of persons will be so happy to know that we can play cricket and probably even get an opportunity to follow the games.
Yes, and don't forget, we will be having 5 one-day T20s played here. The West Indies will be locked in battle against South Africa. That should generate quite a great deal of interest. But just going on to the actual square, so to speak, Rafael looks very nice, well shaven, and rather lush green, comparatively speaking, because it means that we've just come out of the rainy season, out of the dry season, beg your pardon. The rainy season starts officially tomorrow, God's willing. But we've had not a savage, arid, dry season.
Yes, well, just a bit of the wicket. I happened to look at the wicket this morning, and it looks really in good condition. I expected the team that win the toss to field first. The fact that it is the first day of the tournament, but I do believe that the wickets are going to play well. They're probably going to play a little better as the day progresses. As the sun beats upon it, it's probably going to play probably better for batting. So I don't think there's no fear in terms of the wicket. It's a sort of wicket that normally plays very well. Probably a little bit on the slower side early in the morning, but we expect that you're going to play better right through the day. And as you speak, for the ground itself, I must say that is in also excellent condition. You spoke about the dry season. Yes, we had some dry season, but again, we are blessed because every now and then we have a little shower that going to keep it fresh. And the field is looking in excellent condition. Just one or two little patches, but generally it's in good condition.
Yes, in case you're wondering, because you might well see that the players and the officials are out there, I think they're waiting to ensure that they get the correct start. Don't want to start prematurely, but all seems set. They were in a little bit of a huddle a little earlier on, the umpires and a couple of players, maybe just explaining to them that they wanted the time to get up to 9:40. So it's what you may call a 10 minutes interruption. So Kian George, in fact, will be opening up the inning with Anil Matthew. And Dubisset will be, Amikal Dubisset will be from the far end. I think this is going to set the stage for, this opening match, for what the tournament is going to look like. So George is going to be taking what it looks like, he's taking a middle stump guard. It looked as though he took an off stump guard too, from here on.
Yeah, you're right. He seemingly took an off stump and probably a leg stump, so at least you just want to be in the right position.
So here's the first ball, going to be bowled by Dubisset, and he's going to move into bowl to Kian George, who just made a couple of steps down the track and showed what he would do. Here he is. First ball in this T20 tournament, down the leg side, good diving take by the keeper. It won't be called a wide because the ball might have just clipped the pad on its way through to the keeper.
Yes, you're right. Good take by Dennis Smith behind the wicket. George just looking to turn this one and just seemed to move a bit away from the left hander, going down the leg side and just probably clip the pad. But good take by the keeper.
Here's Dubisset once more. Nice, beautiful approach. Approaches the wicket now and bowls to George, who is getting a good delivery. Pushes it back along the turf for the bowler to pick up on his follow through. Well, there is a third man, backward point. Cover is on the square side. Conventional extra cover and a mid-off. Mid-on, mid-wicket, also conventional. There's a man just outside the circle at fine leg. He might just come inside when the bowler is coming in. And then there is a deep backward square. That's the field as Dubisset moves in once more from the far end. Passes the umpire now and bowls. And George comes forward, pushes it out on the offside. They go through for a very quick single. They get it. So they're off the mark. And George gets his account going. So Junior General off the mark. Anil Matthew comes in to strike. Tall, lanky player. Not necessarily known to be ultra aggressive, but he does like batting at the top of the order. And I think it's going to do well, Rafael, for the left-hand, right-handed combination.
Yes, it will always make it a little bit more difficult for the bowler, having the ball to the left and then coming to bowl to the right. So his line had to be right. But as you said, Anil Matthew, former under 19 player, one who spent quite a lot of time in development of his cricket.
Yeah, to be set outside the off stump, had a big swing at that one. The ball had a bit of carry to it, was bouncing, and Smith collecting behind the stumps. So one without loss. We're in the first over. 3 deliveries all already gone, and this over is going to be crucial. I say crucial from the context that, you know, the opponents never really want the batting team to get off to a flying start.
Yeah, and have been a good start so far by Dubisset. He only has 2 overs to bowl in this 10-over spell, and
outside the off stump, hit down to the deep long off position. They will come back for the second. The return comes in, not the best one, but backed up in the outfield. So 2 pitched up. Didn't think he cued it all that well. Took more of the outer portion rather than getting the full middle of the bat, and hit that down to long off.
yes, he had to reach for it, and Dubisset continued to use his head. And in terms of even bowling the slower delivery, and he had to reach for it, and as such, he really couldn't get much power into it, and just went over extra cover.
Drives up to mid-off, will get a single, and so 1 more to his total. That's Matthews now moved on to 3. So it's not a bad over, really. The over has come to an end. 1 over gone, 4 without loss.
Yep, a very good over bowled by Mikel Dubisset. He's very clear. His intent is to bring the ball up to the bat, and also to use the variation. We have seen him earlier this year in the T20 tournament. It was outstanding for St Andrews, at the parishes that he played for, and he have started well, just having 4 runs off his first over, and in this T10 tournament, I think it's a good start.
Yeah, it is a good start. You don't want to lose wicket quickly. And then at the end of your innings, you want to make sure that you're scoring, I would think, maybe about 10 and over. If you get up to the 100 mark, or even if you get up to the 90 mark, that's pretty good. Challenging total.
Yes, I think 120, any team can get to 120 would feel comfortably they can defend that. But as you rightly say, after the first over, just 4 runs, you should feel happy about that.
Right, so it's going to be the second over, as Alvin Ramnath will be picking it up from the northern Adabo end. So spin is on quickly. Here goes the off spinner. Hits in the air. That's going to go a long way. That's 2 bounces. Just 1 bounce rather. Over the boundary line, and that's 4. It was pitched up right into the slot. And he came forward, lifted it handsomely. He didn't try to overhit it. But there was the fielder inside the circle at mid-off, went clearing his head and into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, good shot on the ball, pitched up, and Matthew did the right thing and just lifted into over long off. And the fielder who was just on the circle, they had no chance.
Outside there, some caught. First wicket goes. Caught at backward point. So Matthews has gone. So his little enterprising innings have just come to an end, and he was caught there. So he's gone with a total on 8, and he was looking for an aggressive intention there. Caught at backward point.
Yes, again looking for room there to hit, someone hit down to backward point. Just came and just were a bit close to him and was not able to get it probably as square as he wanted it, and just get it to that backward point. Where he was taken there,
It's Charles,
and he was taken there by Charles, who took a simple catch, and Generals would have lost their first wicket.
Yeah, he didn't get on top of the ball, and that was a cardinal mistake. He was off the back foot. The length was not bad; it was cuttable, but seeking to more uppercut it rather than getting on top of the ball. And had he gotten on top of the ball, he would have gotten more power attached to it.
Yeah.
So Matthew's gone for 7. It's 8 for 1. The new batsman is here's Ramnath outside the house. Some cuts well, fine shot, 4 runs. Beautiful. Outside the off stump, rocked onto the back foot. And he cut that one so very well and went very quickly along the turf. Nobody had any chance at all to cut that off, or to pull it back rather. And it went very quickly into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, good shot, and Roland Keto, and this was short, and he was on the back foot and really smashed it. All the power, and it went down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, it was really done very well. Pulled away, very much in contrast to the early dismissal in Matthew. Delivery that pushed up on the offside will get a single. This cover came in very quickly. Couldn't prevent the single. This is a good opportunity here for Roland Cato.
Yes, experienced players, Roland Keto.
Yes.
He had 22 first-class matches, total of 947 runs. Certainly, he's one of the players that Ginger General will be looking to.
Yes, he is experienced, really is, and he's a fine player to look at. Here is Ramnath to bowl to George, who is just turning it up on the onside rather nonchalantly. He's probably thinking here that he will play the sort of anchor role. Don't know if that's the best way to put it in 10-10 cricket. Down the leg side, there's an appeal for cut behind. The umpire says not out. Fanting down the leg side. Might have just tickled the pad on the way through. So 2 overs gone, and at the end of 2 Ginger Generals, they're 13 for 1.
Yes, and they were George looking to just turn it down the leg side, and probably just seemed to have come off. Look at the replay. Just seemed to come off the pad there, high up on the pad, and good decision made there by umpire Fraser. But again, 13 for 1 at the end of 2 overs. Good start. I think that Bailey Blasters will feel pretty comfortable with that start so far.
So, Dubiset, who had a good first over, will bowl his second over. Just 4 runs coming off his first. And he'd want to keep this one as tight as was the first one. So he's moving in quite beautiful, ethereal condition. Is rather beautiful and wonderful for good cricket. Sun is out in all its glory. There's Dubiset. And Hola opens the face of the bat and just pushes it down to backward point and gets a single. Rather, you would say third man. He was in full control, not an edgy, iffy shot. So he's looking good, is Hola. Sorry, Cato. He's gone to 5. I noticed a couple of times I did say Hola for the morning.
You're thinking about her
from Barbados and West Indies cricketer Roland Holder. Middle order batsman.
Roland Keto, who would have represented Grenada at the senior level, and West Indies B team, West Indies under 19 team, and also St. Lucia Zouk. So he do have a great deal of experience.
Down the leg side, looking to just turn that around. Wide signal by the umpire, a little bit belatedly. But Kean George doesn't seem here to, that explosive way that you would think as a playing 10-10. He's probably saying, hey, you know what? Somebody's got to stay here and maybe try to bat through the innings. Dubiset has had a good performance so far. George is driving well, fine shot. This may not go all the way to the boundary. It might be just cut off. Yes, it does. And that's 4 runs. Well, it looked as though it was not going to get there. Didn't get the impression that the fielder really was moving behind the ball with any great sense of urgency and alacrity, but not to take anything away from George. Struck that nicely through extra cover for 4.
Yes, a bit of time in there. Again, Dubiset looking for the slower delivery there, as you could see him just pitching it wide. But I think that Keon was really equal to this one and stroked it just past the cover. And as it passed him, it went down to the boundary for another 4.
Nice shot, clipped nicely, fine shot for 4. Now that's an absolutely magnificent shot. It wasn't necessarily about delivery. It was slightly short, got inside, and just helped it off the hip. That was a really lovely shot. Let's look at how he got just inside the line, didn't try to hit it too hard, and something in the manner of maybe a Brian Lara clipped
Gordon
it
Greenwich.
nicely, or Gordon Greenwich, a sort of left-handed version of Gordon Greenwich, and went down to backward square for 4.
Yeah,
Lovely.
good positive shot by Keon George. Just short of a length on the body, and he really clipped it nicely over a backward square. And it raced down to the boundary for 4. Second 4 hitting the over. George is certainly looking to come into his own.
Pushed out on the offside, and they get a comfortable single. He played it with soft hand, was one that was into the body, and realizing he couldn't really play an aggressive shot, did the right thing, just poked it in front of him. Cato called rather quickly. The single was taken, and the general, I think the momentum beginning to build up here. Batsman to go. Anil Matthew caught Kieran Charles of the bowling of Ramnath for 7. You have been disappointed with that shot. Doviset turns once more from the top of his mark. Bright sunshine. Lovely approach to the wicket. Bowls to Cato. Cato is cutting that in the air. That's going to go down to third man, who's going to be held back just inside. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the umpire would say about this. Well, wouldn't signal 4. Might have just managed to release the ball before he touched the boundary line. We've got the replay here. Let's see. Cut down to third man. The fielder coming around. Got a good accommodating bounce, and threw it back maybe just before he got over the line.
Yes, pretty close one. He's just trying to make sure that he didn't touch a boundary. But it would have been difficult. No, he signaled 4. And I think which is the right decision.
Okay. So 4 runs, and after 3 overs, it's now 28 for 1. Still 1 more to go. So 1 more ball to go in the over. Hit straight down the ground. That's a fine shot. That's going to go very close to the boundary. It wouldn't go over. Pull back just inside. They're coming back for the second. The return comes in, and they get 2. Nice shot, pitched up, and Cato hit it nice and straight. Got 2 runs. Over comes to an end. 3 overs gone. The current run rate 10 is 30 for 1.
Yeah, good shot by Cato. Pitched up, and he really hit it beautifully over what would be just back over the bowler's head, and you could see as the ball dropped in there, just bouncing down, picked up 2 runs. But he certainly looked really positive. Cato, he's on 12, and certainly he looked the part. He came in and hit 2 beautiful shots, a cover drive for 4, and certainly looks the part, and really he's looking to push things on for his team.
Yes, so he's been positive from the first ball that he faced. Got 4, beautiful cut shot down to backward point rather. So here is the second over by Ramnath. In now goes to George. George turns it nicely up to long on. Will get a single as the fielder comes off the boundary. That Markel Batiste sends the return, and the field will of course now change over to accommodate the right-handed Cato, who's moved to 12 very quickly. 31 for 1.
Yes, he looks very positive, Cato.
Sunshine gleaming on the back of his bat. Delivery that is caught between the backward point and cover, and will come back for the second run. Nice shot. Wasn't a bad delivery. Just got onto the back foot and cut it between square cover and backward point, and they were able to cross for 2.
Yeah, once again, positive shot played there by Cato, and you could see him waiting on it and playing it very late as he picked the gap between a backward point and a short third man. We see in the field being adjusted now that that backward point moving to his right, and the third man. And this is driven. Beautiful shot by Cato. Pitched up, and he really put everything into this one. Hit it very hard, and it went back very quickly. Back past the bowler for 4.
Oh, this was lovely. It really was lovely Richard Rogers, who's feeling at long on, didn't have the remotest of chance at all. The ball went back past the bowler like flash lightning, pipeline straight, and went down the ground for 4. Oh, this is lovely batting, really lovely batting. It's moved very quickly to 18. Here he is again to bowl to Cato. Cato is lifting that in the air. Somebody's going under it. Rogers is going to take the catch. Oh, he drops it. Never looked as though he was going to take the catch. They're going to come back for the second run, and they get it in the end. They're having to stretch a bit, but I think this was sensible running indeed. It was skied. It was high. It looked as though he was going to take it, and then didn't quite get close to it enough. Dropped the catch, and the presence of mind of the batsman to take 2, that to me was quite outstanding.
Yeah, a good positive running again. A bit of misjudgment there by Rogers, and you could see him, even his movement, he just didn't seem to judge it right, because he really didn't get into that dropping zone to take the catch. And at the end of it, he stretched and just couldn't hold on to it.
Ramnath to Cato. Cato hits that in the air. Fine shot for 6. Flat it was. Beautiful. Well, he certainly is in an ultra attacking mood. Came forward and lifted it handsomely, and the fielder there at mid-off just had to look at it in a rather despairing manner as he saw the ball sailed over his head over the boundary line. 6 runs to Cato. Oh, he's quickly gone on to 26.
Yeah, beautiful shot again. Ramnath, they just over tossing, pitching this up, and Cato was under it and hit it very flat. The mid-off, who is just on the circle, had no chance as it went. Just cleared the ropes, and he went for another 6. Really have been positive batting. He's 26 from 9 deliveries. Keon George 11 is 11, but that's certainly explosive batting by Roland Cato. His first class career, he had 22 matches, some 39 innings, 1 not out, 947 runs. Certainly has done well, and even won the games 26, 24 innings, 4 not outs, 443 runs. So he's bringing his experience to show here today.
Live that one. Now that one is airborne. Somebody's going under it. The catch is going to be taken by the keeper. And so Smith takes the catch. And this enterprising innings of 26 has now come to an end, almost in an anticlimax manner. And so Cato goes, caught by Smith, the keeper. Ball went very high into the air. And Cato called rather quickly. He's gone for 26. Is 45 for 2.
Yeah, and good bowling by Ramnath. It was really a slow delivery. And you can see Cato reaching. And this is sort of delivery you have to use your feet to get a pitch of it. But it was, I think he was beaten in terms of the flight. And he really had to reach as you were looking to hit it some way over long on. And it went up in the air, and the keeper, Smith, just having to move in a square leg position and taking a simple catch. So good blow struck there by Bailey Blasters to move the dangerous Roland Cato.
Yes, but I think he played his role very well. And the innings needed that kind of injection. And boy, did he get them going. The current run rate is 11.26, which is really, really good. And with this kind of run rate, I would think that they'll be hoping to get maybe a little bit beyond the 100 mark.
Yeah, most definitely. The end of the power play being 4 overs. And we have seen that Ramnath completed the spell 2 overs, 24 runs, and all picked up 2 wickets. And Doobie said 2 overs for 21.
So the new batsman is Wavell Benjamin, who was come in to join George. His first delivery is just pushed along the track. It's, the bowler picking up on his follow through. Kieran Charles from the far end. So it's 45 for 2. We're into the 5th over. Outside the off stump. Looking to cross back that one. Didn't make contact, and Smith just clipping the bails off behind the stumps. Good keeper is Dennis Smith. Maybe didn't live up to all his expectations. Tugged down to long on, will get his first run. Is Benjamin. Didn't cue it all that well. Ball might have come on to him a little slower than anticipated. So a lot would depend now on Keon George, who is 11. He will have to take up the slack here now and really go for it.
Yes, certainly. But we are seeing Charles, they're using a lot of variation, just taking the pace of the delivery and making it very difficult. We see Benjamin looking to pull there, and he really was too early into the shot, and it just went bouncing down to mid-on.
Here is a delivery that is turned down to fine leg. They've got a hustle. The return comes in very quickly, and but it was a good movement on the part of Benjamin, who came home very quickly too. Good anticipation, good call. And it's so important. I know it's 10-10, but you've got to make sure that you're very alert. The singles are still important. Innings doesn't have to be always boundary riddled, but the ones and twos, critical for a good score. Here is Charles, bowls, hit down to long off. They get a comfortable single. Still, I don't think that he felt he cued that very well, Benjamin.
Yes, he's continuing to really bowl pretty slowly, and he's very careful not to bring the ball up to the bat. Benjamin having to wait on this one and hit it down to long off.
Turned up on the onside. He's got to hurry, and the return comes in on the ram. Got there in the end rather comfortably. Kieran George having to really rush home. So 5 overs gone, and after 5, 49 for 2 Ginger Generals.
Yeah, have been a good over by Charles. His first over only went for 4 runs, and certainly he would want to continue to keep things very tight. As we see in there, a lot of variation, trying to give the ball a lot of air, and really he has opened up very well with his first over only going for 4. At the end of the 5th over, Ginger Generals 49 for 2, and certainly we have that interesting game being developing here as the left-handed Keon George will come into strike.
And just to let viewers and listeners know that you can in fact pick up the cricket at SpiceIslet10.com. That's SpiceIslet. So that's SpiceIslet T10.com. So if you want to get a little bit about the scorecards and what's going on, you can check it there. Raphael Crony is going to give way to former Grenada leg spinner Ali de Bellat. Nicely bowled as Rogers spinning one across the left-handed the left-handed Keon George body. It wasn't well collected behind the stumps by Smith. No harm done though. Delivery that is well bowled again. Another dot ball pushed back along the track for the bowler to pick up on his follow through. So Rogers, who had a bad miss, but he's going to try to redeem himself in his bowling. Short, turned just behind square on the leg side, will get a single. The ball having pushed just to the left of the square leg umpire. So George now has got to 14. The 50 coming up. 50 for 2. We're in over number 6. Good morning, Ali.
Good morning, Pastor, and good morning to all the viewers and listeners, wherever they might be.
So, here he is once more. Rogers, this time down the track, lift that one nicely. One bounce into the boundary for 4. Beautiful. Well, Benjamin advanced down the track and got it right on the half volley and hit that to the straightest wide mid-wicket position, and it went screaming over the boundary line for 4. And that's a lovely shot it was.
Yes, it was, and I put a bit of flair in it, staying waiting, as I said, pose for the cameras.
Here is one that he seeks to late dab. Gets it down to short third man. Can't score. So just the 5 runs coming off this over so far. That's not bad. But this is very important. This is the final delivery in this over. You want to keep this tight. Won't want a boundary in this one. Here's Rogers. Bowls to Benjamin. Benjamin is down the track and lifts it, or sought to lift it rather, to mid-wicket. Got the bottom part of the bat, and the ball went out to mid-wicket. That comes to an end. Trying to use his feet. And at the end of the over, it's 54 for 2. George is still there. He's on 14. And Benjamin is 6.
A good over from Rogers. He dropped what seems to be a fairly simple catch, but he has brought himself back in the game with a beautiful over. Just 5 runs off spinner bowling. Getting a bit of a turn, not much, but more important, his line was very good.
Good. So Rogers 1 over for 5 runs, and Kieran Charles 1 over for 4. So they've done very well for their skipper. We'll be quite happy, of course, with their performance so far. But 54 for 2 after 6. What sort of score are you thinking about here, Ali?
In the practice game, the fielding side got to 120 in their practice game fairly easy. So I think they must be looking for somewhere over the 100 mark to sort of make the game competitive.
Yeah, they don't want to get under that 100 at all. But 6 overs gone. We passed the halfway stage to 54 for 2. The next 4 got to be very Cavalier-like. They must be boisterous in their batting here. So no bowler has been brought into the attack. Darren Hippolyte, he'll be bowling to Kieran George. A lot is going to depend upon George. Kieran George tucks that one down to long on, will get a single. I don't think he'll be very happy with that. He was looking to hit that maybe a little squarer between the 2 boundary riding fielders, one at long on and one at the deep mid-wicket position, but got only a single. Benjamin now comes in to strike.
I think it's important to note to Pastor that the field placing of Smith has been excellent so far.
Yes, really, quite a number of balls have gone in the direction of fielders. He's a veteran, Devon Smith, so he understands field placement and the importance of having players just in the right positions.
But speaking to him before the game, he said that the good thing about him is to make sure his bowlers bowl well and they feel well. The runs will always come.
Oh, that's cute. Live that over long on. That's a fine shot. That's a fine shot by Benjamin. That's 6 runs. Got right to the pitch of it. Didn't try to overhit it, but it got it right in the middle of the bat. Tried to hit it straight enough, not too much bottom hand. There was a little bit of bottom hand attached to it, but not too much, just sufficient. And it went soaring over the long on boundary, went for 6. Hits that down to the long off position, would get a single. So it's rather productive over so far. 3 deliveries gone, 8 runs. They probably want to bring this up to 10 or 11 in the over.
Well, the depth bowling here is very, very important because you talk just about 3 point something overs left.
Yes.
And it's very important that the bowlers keep the good line and length.
George is lifting that down to the mid-wicket area. Fine shot for 4. Now he hit that really hard indeed. The fielder that was coming off from the deep long on boundary had to travel across maybe about 15 yards to his left and couldn't even pull it back. That was a fine shot.
Yeah, well hit, but he was too much onto the off stump, giving him the chance to tug it around when there are 5 players on the offside. And he needs to try to bowl at the batsman will hit on that side of the wicket.
Leave that. Fine shot. That's going to go all the way. That's 6 runs. Good hit there by George. Really lovely. It was pitched up and he tried to hit it as straight as possibly did. And it went over the bowler's head down to the long on boundary. 6 runs to George. And the tempo has really begun to build up. It's gone to 25. This is an expensive over so far. 18 runs coming off it. Pushed down to the just past the bowler. Sort of made a little bit of a mess of it, so to speak. His over comes to an end. 19 runs coming off the over. And at the end of the over, it's 73 for 2. And that was a very, very important over. 7 overs gone.
Yeah, I think that's just what the doctors would have ordered for the batting side. They needed to uplift the tempo, and they did just that. That the bowler bowled too much onto the stumps. There were 5 people on the offside, and in fact, none of the deliveries was played on the offside. All was played on the onside. So probably needed to give the ball just a bit more width. He had protection there. So good batting.
Yeah, really. So George, I think he's calculating this well. He's gone to 26 of 18. Here is 8th over in progress. Rogers down the track, drives that down to long on. They've hustled for 1. They're going to come back for the second. The return comes in from Baptiste, and they get 2. So 2 more runs to George. Takes his total now to 28 of 19. He's hitting that in the air. That's going. Somebody's going under it. The catch is going to be taken. Yes. So George goes with aggressive intention. He was looking to hike that somewhere over the mid-wicket area. He got it in that general direction, but not far enough. Was airborne, miles into the sky. Came down. The catch was taken quite comfortably. And so George goes for a well-played innings of 28 of 19. It's now 75 for 3.
I think when you hit in here, you have to be careful hitting up to what we call the Dabo end, because there's a fairly heavy breeze blowing there, and you saw the ball sort of delayed in the air a bit. And I think probably didn't get the delivery that he really expected. But you have to give the bowler his credit. He was tucked him up a bit. He had to pull with a lot of power in it. He didn't get all of that, and the end result is well caught, because previously one of these high balls was dropped by the fielder. So good catch by the fielder, good bowling.
Daniel McDonald will come into of course have come in to join Benjamin. Benjamin is coming down the track, got a Yorker-like delivery. I think his advancement down the track was just too much. Wasn't able to get under the ball. Bit of premeditation there. Dot ball. Rogers bowls, and the ball hits the stumps, ricochets from his hand. There was a little appeal to the umpire, but the batsman, of course, was well grounded. Those are those sort of freak dismissals we see in cricket, Ali.
Yes, very,
Benjamin hits that. That's going a long way. Would be 6 on any ground. Lovely shot. Got under it rather lovely and lifted it high and handsome, and he tried to hit it as straight as possible. Succeeded in doing so, and that went over the boundary line. That's a fine shot. Drives that back past the bowler. Somebody's gonna come around. Oh, misses everything. That's 4 more. 4 more. Bat cricket. Should have been stopped. And so Josh Noel coming across there, and for a moment looked as though it was all covered, but it wasn't. And 2 consecutive boundaries as the over comes to an end. 85 for 3. The current run rate is 10.63. 8 overs gone.
Well, I think the batting side, as we said, needed to do just what they're doing. They had to lift the tempo a bit. They have scored quite a couple boundaries in the last 2 overs. I think they are playing some good aggressive shots, not much risk in the shot, and it's been paying off for them.
Yes, Daniel McDonald will get his chance, and Charles is going to be moving into both him. They're taking the backward square and bringing him up inside the circle, just to the left of the square leg umpire. Here is his first ball outside the off stump, and wide signal by the umpire. Fairly wide it was. 1 more to the total. It's gone to 86. But the bowling has been pretty well. Not that much extras, but many wides called. McDonald faces up, leaves that in the air. The catch is going to be taken. Yes, gone. Well, the intention was correct, and that was to lift it, but he didn't get it all that well. And the catch taken down at the long off position. And so Daniel McDonald has gone without scoring. It's now 86 for 4.
And one of the things about that bowling is that particular delivery is it was bowled with a bit of width, and you couldn't get over and under it sufficiently to get the elevation. So you must give the bowler a lot of credit for that. And he bowled to his field. There were 5 men on the offside. It was a bit wide outside the off stump, and the batter had to go at it. Of course, the stage of the game, but there wasn't enough. It wasn't close enough to get the full delivery of the bat, and so he hit it and was out caught.
So Larry Edwards comes in. The batsman did cross, so Wavell Benjamin will be taking strike. Don't forget the run rate now is 10.53. You don't want your score to be less than 100 in 10-10 cricket. But it's 86 for 4, so they got a chance to get up to that 100 mark, don't they, Ali?
Yeah, I think there are pretty still some 10, close to 10 deliveries left. So
outside the off stump, let's say in a cut shot, I think he pulled his body away too far from the ball as Smith collected behind the stumps. So Charles has had a good spell, 1.2 overs, 5 runs coming off his bowling. He's done well. He's picked up a wicket already. Pulled over to the mid-wicket area. This gonna go all the way? It does. 6 runs, short, pullable, onto the back foot when Benjamin, and he pulled it through the mid-wicket area, and the fielder down at long on and deep mid-wicket could only watch it go over the boundary line. Fine shot. He's now gone to 29. 92 for 4.
Very short delivery.
Looking to pull that again. Body position not quite there at all. It's a good delivery too, though.
Try to give himself a bit of room, probably to hit it on the offside rather than on the on.
Could have glided it down to third man, preferably. Good bowling, though, by Charles. Lift that down to the long on position. They will get a single quite comfortably, too. The return comes in rather awkwardly for the bowler.
They show a bit of footballing skill because he control it well.
Yeah, he trapped it. You would be very impressed with that, Ali, won't you?
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, footballer yourself and former national coach, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you've got so many titles to your name, it's hard to catch up with all of them. Yes, so this is turning out to be a little bit of an expensive over, comparatively speaking, by Charles. So here he is, bowling to Edwards. Turned down to backward point, gets a single rather comfortably. So the over comes to an end. So Kieran Charles, 2 overs, has picked up 1 for 13. This last over was rather expensive. 94 for 4. 94 for 4. And 9 overs gone. So we got just a 1 over for them to get over, climb over that magic total of 100. It's a psychological thing when you got 3 figures on the scoreboard rather than 2.
And it's very important to who will be bowling this last over. It looks like Betis, who has not bowled yet. So this is his first over.
Yes. And a critical over too for him. Absolutely critical. So Markel Batiste, heavy set.
A bit of a surprise to see the bowler bowling the final over that has not been bowled yet.
Oh, down the leg side, swept down to backward square. That's 4 runs. Badly pitched. And he got down on one knee and swept it nicely, Edward. And it went down to backward square for 4. 98 for 4. Creeping to that 100 mark. Batiste once more. He's got an easy approach.
His left arm.
Yeah. Drives. They will come through for the single. The return comes in. I think he's short of his ground. Let's see what the umpire says out. So Benjamin is run out. Good throw. Didn't he? Oh, he touched his counter. All right, so all is well that ends well. Well, the umpire for one moment looked as though he gave this little, almost like a soft dismissal. Got it wrong. So 99 for 4. Delivery that is hit down to the long off area. Good movement across there. Cuts it off what would have been 4. So the 100 is up. After 9.3 overs. So just the 3 deliveries left in the innings. Larry Edwards taking strike. Here's Batiste. Moves in. To Edwards. Wayward delivery. That was really wide. Really wide. He's got this sort of wrong darmish.
But he would have been wide in any level of cricket.
Oh yeah, it was really wide. Extraordinarily wide. It was rather difficult even for the keeper, Smith, to stop it. Did well in the end. So he's got to bowl that one over. 101 for 4. Bowls hit over, gone. That's 6. Beautiful shot. Well, he got to the pitch of that one, Larry Edwards, and lifted it handsomely. And it went over the long off boundary for 4. And that's a handsome hit. Noel, who's boundary riding, couldn't jump to take that up, to pull off the catch. And it went for 6. Outside the off stump. I think Larry Edwards would be very, very unhappy with that.
It gave a little more bongs than probably expected. It was generally wrong arm, but that one probably, it was a higher delivery.
Tried to hit it too hard too, I think. Live that. In the air. Somebody's got to honor it. The catch will be taken. Brilliant catch. Absolutely magnificent there by Rogers. Beautiful. It was dying on him. He came off the long on boundary. The ball was in the air for a pretty long time. Gravity then pulled it down. He had to dive forward and took an absolute stunner. Beautiful. What a way to climax an innings.
That was an excellent catch. And that type of momentum, coming into bat could really propel you forward, because it was really an excellent catch. I think there's put a heavy breeze that blew, and the ball seems to die on him, and he really had to chew himself forward one-handed, and as he said, that brought off an excellent catch. 107 for 4, challenging score.
It is challenging. 107 for 4. The run rate 10.70 for 5, I beg your pardon. 107 for 5. That last, in fact, delivery was spectacularly caught. So let's just quickly go through the scorecard for you to help you understand and appreciate the Ginger Generals innings. Kieran George was caught during Hippolyte of the bowling of Rogers. He went for 28, 20 balls, 37 minutes of batting, 3 fours and 1 6. Anil Matthew was caught Kieran Charles of the bowling of Ramnath for 7. Well, his innings lasted just 5 balls, hit 1 4 in the process. Cater, who was rather enterprising, the skipper, played a skipper's knock, was caught Dennis Smith of the bowling of Ramnath. He went for 26, just 10 deliveries he's faced. 13 minutes at the crease, 3 fours and 1 tower in 6, and his scoring rate was a massive 260. Wavell Benjamin was not out 31, very good, sensible innings, 18 balls to get there, and struck 3 sixes and 2 fours. Daniel MacDonald caught during Hippolyte of the bowling of Charles. He went without scoring, just a 1 ball he faced. Larry Edwards, the last man to go, was caught Rogers of the bowling, brilliantly caught by Rogers of the bowling of Batiste. He went for 12, and Sheehan Andrew, of course, not out, no score. So the Ginger Generals, 107 for 5, 107 for 5, and the current run rate rather, 10.70. So all in all, I think they might well be satisfied with this total. The runs already on the board. Doobie set 2 overs, no middens, none for 21. Alvin Ramnat, 2 overs. He's picked up 2 for 24. Kieran Charles, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 13. Richard Rogers, who's bowled rather well, 2 overs, no maidens, picked up 1 for 17. Deron Hippolyte, just a 1 over, but it was rather expensive for 19. And Markel Batiste bowling the final over and picked up 1 for 13. So Ali, 107. It's a good working total. Anything over 10 runs per over can become a challenging total. But as we all used to say, the runs already on the board, and then of course it'll be left now for the Bayleaf Blasters, headed by Devon Smith, to come and see how they can chase that down.
Well, if you go probably by the name, they will think they have a very good chance because Blasters. But as we said, the wicket obviously will play probably slightly better than it did. Dry out a bit more, so I think they will have a better chance of hitting the ball. But is also a very good batting side. Remember, as we said in the practice game, they chased down 120. So I think they will feel very comfortable that they're still in with the game, and the sort of batting lineup they have with Devon Smith and Smith on the team. I think that a bowling side will have to bowl pretty good.
Yes, a light roller is just preparing the change of the innings, and but I think by and large, as you said, 107 for 5, working total, runs already on the board. The opening pair, so to speak, shouldn't really panic. I think it's very important that they capitalize on anything that is loose. Now, if it were you, Ali, where would you like to be? Where the runs already scored, the Ginger Generals 107, or would you prefer to be the Bayleaf Blasters now coming to chase that down?
I think if you're a bowler, you think you're in with it. If your side is a bowling team, you think you're really in it still. I think if your side has top batsman, you think you have a very good chance. And we saw a performance as we go back to the practice game where basically they needed 60 something runs in the final 4 overs and got it. So I think the batting team now will really fancy themselves. 107, a sort of pass score in that sort of cricket is not a very big score to get. So I think the batting side might just feel a little more comfortable at this stage of the game.
Well, they've got Devon Smith and Markel Batiste, Kieran Charles, Leon Chichester, Michael Batiste, Dubiset, beg your pardon, Shaquem Edwards, Deron Hippolyte, and still got Josh Noel, Jalen Olive, Alvin Ramnath. So a pretty decent lineup here, and they can chase this down. But I still think, though, that the Ginger Generals might be pretty happy with what they've got there. Probably may have loved to have maybe another 10, 15
runs,
right? Maybe 120 would have been ideal, but 107 run rate just over 10 is still a good working total.
Yeah, I think both teams will think they're still in it a very good chance. The both teams at this stage, 107. I think both teams really confident that the bowlers think they will have a good chance of outing the team or preventing them from getting the score, because it's not necessary to hold them. And the batting team will think 107, we're still in with it.
I'm just looking at the names, of course, of the team. This is the Dream11 Spice-Isle T10 cricket here in Grenada, and this is going to go on until June the 11th. So we got quite a bit of matches, 3 matches per day, and that's going to augur very well for cricket. And we're glad to announce for the international world, so to speak, that we're coronavirus free in Grenada. I think one of the very few countries in the world that can boast about that, and that is very good. Of course, Ali, all it takes is just one bit of carelessness or a bit of accident, so to speak, and the virus could be here. But we've got to be very thankful, at least, that we're free for now.
Yeah, and but as I said, and you just enlighten it. Once it's in the world, it's there, and you know, could spread or could be caught. So it's always important that they take the necessary steps.
Right, so we were looking at the teams' names. We've got Bayleaf Blasters and Ginger Generals. And we should let viewers and listeners understand that Bayleaf is one of the spices that we've got here in Grenada. So much of the spices and indigenous, of course, here to Grenada. And we also have, as we said a little earlier on, the Ginger General. Do you like ginger, Ali?
No, I don't like anything that burns. From licks to ginger.
Oh. Ginger, of course, one of the spices that we have here in Grenada, and it's done with tea. You can also use it to be placed in confectionaries. Oh, it's widely used, and though Ali de Bella is not very fond of it, but I must say also that I'm very fond of it. And if you've got high blood pressure, I'm told that it does also very good, and it's a good cleanser also for the body. So it's got a multi-purpose of activities that, of course, is done in your body. So the umpires are going out. Yes,
but we could just probably say also that the country in itself is known as a spice island. Grenada is for the people who distance away, and so the names is just reflect the name of the country in itself.
Yes, Spice Isle, the island of spice. So Raphael Crowley is going to slip in alongside Ali de Bella. Both of these two noble gentlemen played for our country many moons and eons ago,
and sun.
Yes. Go over to you, Ali.
As the players take the field, the fielding team, as our pastor said, we are joined by Raphael Crowley, for a friendship that go quite a long time back, from the time of GBSS and youth team, Grenada youth team, of course GBSS, Grenada youth team, Winner Island youth team, and then Grenada senior team. Welcome.
Thanks, Ali. Certainly, yes. A very long way. We would have played at the under 19 level. We have played at the senior level, and certainly also at the school level. Certainly, I think at that time, there was quite a lot of cricket around. Very competitive, even at the junior stage. But certainly things have changed.
And more and probably to add to it, we worked for years in the same department.
Worked together also in the same department. We are about to see the start of Bailey's Blasters. They're going to try to get 108 to win this first encounter, game 1. As Nicholas Redhead going to pick it up from this northern end. As the feelers are all in place, the umpire Fraser just signaling to the scorer just to make sure that everything is okay, and he's as Redhead, right-hand fast bowler, and he's going to bowl to the right-handed batsman in Leon Chichester. Leon Chichester, former Grenada player, also played at the under 19 level. Here's the first ball from Redhead, outside the off stump and caught beautifully over backward point. Positive start there by Chichester. The short lifting delivery, and he was really on top of it and hit it very firmly over backward point, and it really raced across the surface for 4.
Well, couldn't ask for a better start. Short outside the off stump, give the batsman the opportunity to free up his arms. He did it well and effectively down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, a good positive way to start. Chichester, opening batsman, played for Grenada, as he prepares to face his second delivery from Redhead outside the off stump, cut again down to backward point 4. Lovely shot again on top of it, and hit it smoothly down just past the fielder at point to his left, and it raced across the surface for another 4.
Well, he would have surely redeemed himself from the last practice game they had, where he struggled quite a bit to make contact with the ball. In fact, probably facing 10 or 12 deliveries before he had 2 runs, and first 2 deliveries properly and well executed. No chance there of in the air. It's all along the ground. So beautiful shot.
The fielder is now being placed on the boundary down at backward point. There's a goalie position, extra cover mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and that's key too. They're just making some adjustment, pulling off the fielder from deep backward square on the boundary, and he comes into square leg and a short fine leg. Red head. And this one is driven firmly down to mid-off, and a good stop by, it looked like Benjamin, Craig Williams, who is at mid-off. The score is 8 without loss. We are still in the first over. Still 3 deliveries to go. Anil Matthew, the wicket keeper. As that fielder. Weaver Benjamin is the fielder at mid-off. This one again is played down to backward point, and a third man comes off the boundary. So that's 1 more to Chichester. Leon Chichester takes his score to 9. It's also 9 without loss in the first over. Bailey Blaster need 108 for victory. Noel comes in. Josh Noel, also a right-handed, hard-hitting batsman, and this one is driven straight to cover. Again, there's no chance of a run. 9 without loss.
Good recovery so far from the bowler after his first 2 deliveries. Seems to have picked up his line and length is much more accurate now. Not giving the batsman much time to free their arms.
Yes, keeping the ball right up, and you could see him there looking for that Yorker. It was right up to Noel. This one is comes off the edge as you're looking to hit square and goes down to third man. And the fielder coming around, they're making a good stop. So that's 1 more, and that concludes the first over. Bailiff Blasters endeavoring to get 108 for victory. After the first over, they are 10 without loss.
Well, the over started a bit loose. He gave the batsman the opportunity to free up their arms, which Chester made good use of. But give the bowler some sort of credit. He came back with his last 4 deliveries, pretty much online, on target, and probably a bit more expensive than he would have liked, but in the end, pretty good over.
Josh Noel, former Grenada under 19 player, hits the ball very hard.
When he makes contact.
Certainly he would want to make sure that Billy Blasters have a good start.
It's a good mixed up opening batters for this type of competition, because Chester is more the type that will work it around and keep it along, and on the other end you have Josh that will really go at it.
Yes. Now we now seen right arm medium pace now of Neelan Pascal, and he also former West Indies player, and he's going to bowl his first delivery to, this is down the leg side. Wide could be signaled there as Noel looking to the swing some way down over backward square. Made no contact.
Well, I think he would have been very disappointed because there's no one deep on the leg side, and everyone is in the circle, and all he had to do was help it along. He didn't make contact.
This one is hit square straight to the fielder at backward point there. Not sure if it went into his hand. We probably would see the replay in a while, but again, Noel put in a lot of force, hitting really hard, and let's see if it's dropped in front or it just seemed to carry, and the fielder there was not able to hold on. It's 12 without loss as Leon just comes into the strike.
In the end, he made a pretty good stop because that would have cannon into the boundary lines.
Neil on Troy Pascal, good delivery. That went past the bat of Chichester. And Pascal would have played for the West Indies, St. Lucia Zooks, West Indies A team, and also West Indies under 19s. Certainly, he do have a great deal of experience. He has played 2 test matches and also won one day, 57 first class matches. So he would have a wealth of experience playing at the highest level. As he's up to the wicket bowler to just outside the off stump again. Chichester looking to hit it down the backward point. Made no contact. A bit on the wide side there.
I think it would have been pretty close to a wide, but oh yes.
A bit fortunate to get away with this one. The keeper Anil Matthew looking very competent behind the wicket. Pascal. Another good delivery that leave the right. He's out, caught at the wicket.
No.
Just seemed probably to been taken high up there. That good delivery, just moving away, and they could see all the fielder just begin to come together to rejoice. We're gonna look at the replay and see what happened there. Good delivery, moving away, and looks very difficult from here. Look pretty close here. Umpire in the best position, probably maybe high up on the arm.
Yeah, the batsman was pretty quick to identify his arm.
Again, another one outside the off stump. This would be signal a wide. Again, Ali Pascal moving the ball away from the right-hander. Probably just need to be a bit straighter.
He getting a bit of movement, and probably, as you said, he need to line it up probably a bit closer to the stumps, so a bit outside the off stump, and that's why the wide is called. But good movement, you really have to be in good nick.
It's this time again he's driving outside the off stump, meet no contact, and again probably umpire just. Maybe a bit of a warning, maybe going straight down. But again, good delivery, moving away. Some pair they just maybe having a chat with Pascal. They probably get into straight on the wicket.
It seems, and he spoke to him the previous delivery, so I'm not too sure it was an official warning, but they had a pretty long chat with him there.
This one is hit over long on, and this going to go over the mid-on position and goes down to the boundary for 4-1. Pitched up, and a good positive shot by Chichester that takes his score on the 13. It's 17 without loss at the end of 2 overs.
But this one was pitched up and making use of the infield now. Of course, only 2 players allowed outside the circle. It was a straightish long on and the deep backward square, so he just put it over the inner field and raced away to the boundary for 4. But up until that time, a pretty good over from Pascal.
Yes, you have been able to get the ball to really leave the right-handed player, but certainly you just look a bit off target. Some of them was wide of the off stump, and the last delivery they pitched up, and well played by Chichester. It's a good positive start. Chichester is on 13 from 9 deliveries.
Compared with the first batting team, they mostly dealt with spinners. This team seems to be pacers.
Yes, yeah, you're right about that. Spin came on very early. Well, it's Michael Fraser pick it up from this northern end. He's going to bowl his first delivery to Josh Noel, and this ball is played to a vacant square leg position. The fielder in mid wicket, having to move to his right. That's one more to Noel.
Good first delivery, pretty much on line. Target Josh could do no more than just defend it. only picking up the single, but pretty good first delivery from Fraser.
Andrew in that square leg position, field. And Chichester is hitting beautifully as he uses feet. Lovely shot over long off for 6. Just a little chip. And hit it beautifully over long off. And we comfortably for 6.
It would have been 6 in any field. Pretty well timed, well hit. Give himself advance to the bowler and really whack it away over the straightish mid-on. He had absolutely no chance.
Well, let's see the feel at if he would stay right back at long off. Yes, he is now. So there's a long off and a long on. As this one is hit over a wide mid wicket and it's going to chop another 6 over mid wicket. Again, pitch chop, and as the ball swing into the batsman, he went with the tide and hit it lovely over mid wicket position for another 4.
But I think they have to decide and what the bowler is bowling. He's getting the ball to come in a bit into the batsman, and they remove the man from the deep square leg and put him where brought him in, and they mid on went deeper, and the ball was now hit where the fielder came in. And I think that fielder on the onside is a better bet for the batsman than the one at long on. But let's see what he's going to do. 2 6s.
Yeah, delivery pitch up and really was given it treatment, as we see the Anil Matthew now stay up to the stump, and this one is put your square leg, and the fielder they coming in very quickly, easy single.
I think that's a very good move by the keeper because he's been advancing down the wicket, and keeper picking that up pretty early. Has called for his helmet and is standing up.
31 without loss. We in the third over. Chichester 26. And Josh Noel is on 3. He's driving well through the covers, and this going to go down to the boundary for 4. Good shot. You can see him giving himself room and really hitting it just past the left of the cover fielder and picking up another boundary.
Really muscled that one through the cover. There 1, 2, 3 players in that cover region, and he still found the gap. Beautiful shot.
35 without loss. We're still in the third over. Just one delivery to go. As Fraser, pretty expensive in his first over. This one is pushed back to the bowler. That completes a rather expensive over by Fraser. He went for 18 runs after 3 overs. Score Bailey Blasters 35 without loss.
But they are still the batting side maintaining the average run rate per over that they should get, just over 10, so they are still within it. The bowling side, I'm not too sure they have got it just right yet, but probably a wicket or so now could really change things around. But the 2 batters has been batting very well indeed.
Yeah, definitely they will be hopeful for another wicket. But as you said, Ali, we saw that the spin was very evident in the bowling of Bailey Blasters. They would have kept him tied. They would have picked up wicket. They actually started the second over spin. We have seen spin for the first time. Larry Edwards, left arm spinner.
The left arm man generally gets the ball to come into the right hander, though he could move it away. Field is set with a 5 off, so clearly he's going to attack the off stump.
Hit down the backward point straight to the fielder, but good running by Noel, so that's 1 more. That's the right-handed Noel. Short third man, backward point, square cover. This one is played just in the gap between that short finding and that backward square leg. So 2 runs to Noel.
I don't think you'll be very happy with that delivery down the leg side because you got 5 players on the offside. And of course, good left arm spinner he is.
As he's around the wicket, this one, he bowl him again, right up, and the batsman, they looking to probably hit a cross in Noel and missed it, and you can see the middle stump being pushed back, and the Belief Blasts are losing their first wicket. Larry just coming to strike there and picking up the first wicket, and they are now 38 for 1.
Well, I think, as I said, that he gets the ball to come into the right, and that most left-handers will get it going away based on their left arm spin. He's not off spinner, he's a leg spinner, but gets it into him, and batsman seems not able to read that. In fact, I think he might have just come off the pad, but good delivery, very, very good delivery. Probably the batsman needed to use his feet a bit more, he didn't, but the end result is he's been bowled. And a very important wicket for the bowling side.
Larry Miguel Edwards, and he born February 16, 1995. Still a young player, and played for West Indies under 19, the Windward Islands under 19s, the Windward Volcanoes. He's a player that do have some experience. First class carry, he had 15 matches. 22 innings, 97 runs. Obviously, his strength has been left arm bowling. 33 one-dayers. This one is lofted and hit well over long on a really mighty 6 there, a big 6. As we see the batsman there just taking full advantage. Devon Smith and picking up his first delivery and hitting it beautifully over a wide long on for 6. What a way to start.
Beautiful shot. Of course, Devon will know him pretty well and is well prepared for it.
He's looking to force again, not timing with bouncing down to the backward point, who had to come in. So that concludes Edwards' first over. Is 44 for 1. Edwards in his first over going for 9, but picking up the important wicket of Josh Newell. 45 for 1 after 4 overs.
45 for 1. Devon Smith just playing. I think, the game is pretty well balanced still. Both teams will think they're still in it. They need 63 of just 36 deliveries. And the bowling side now has the opportunity to use more players outside of the circle. So the boundaries will be more protected.
Devon Smith, as we seen him early on in a practice game, how belligerent he was in terms of batting. Smith, representing the West Indies, played 43 test matches, total of 1,760 runs at an average of 23.8. And between 2003 and 2013, certainly in the first class carried 217 games. Smith is looking to drive, comes up there, it goes down to that third man area, and let's see where it goes. Very close to go over the boundary. Just trying to confirm with the umpires. Just drop one. It's actually a no ball. Just seemed to have dropped one bounce as it went into the boundary.
So it's a no ball, it's a free hit, and we're just trying to get a signal right there. The umpire no signal, 6, so it went over that white third man area for 6. So a no ball, so it's a free hit. Smith, very positive first 2 deliveries, first 3 deliveries hitting 2 6s. He moves to 13 from 3. It's 52 for 1. We are over number 5. And Redhead in the second over.
Again, this is short. He's looking to pull again. Lifting delivery, and let's see, was not collected cleanly by the keeper. And Smith again looking to pull this one, and let's see. Probably didn't collect it by the keeper, and just looking to pick up the signal if the umpire did signal, or if it just came off the bat. One more, it's 53, and Smith actually came off the bat, so one more to Smith on 14. A bit of a chance there. Just moving down the track, and he dunked the long one for another single.
I think why there wasn't much into it, that even though Smith got it, it was a free hit, and so he would not have been out anyway, so there was no big no reaction to him playing the ball, but the keeper didn't collect properly. Yes. And in fact, he took a single.
Smith, 217 first class games, 14,681 runs, average of 39.8. Full delivery, it missed time as it went to Keto in the cover. Score 54 for 1. Still in the fifth over. 54 needed from 34 deliveries. Certainly they will feel very confident in their position at the moment. Redhead in the second over so far gone for 19, 1.3 overs, none for 19. Edwards, 1 over for 10. Pick up 1 wicket. And Smith hit this one down to long, and let's see, just dropped short of the fielder there. And again, he was looking the clear long on. Didn't get hold of this one. Just was a bit lucky. Just to have it just short of the fielder at long on.
I thought for one that he came off the bottom of the bat, but he seems to have hit it, but not time it properly. And probably the fielder himself was thinking it was coming all the way to him, but it dropped short. And so Smith survived.
Redhead to Chester. A good delivery. Just as he had to come down on it, and that one just lead to he having to really push it out on the offside. I just see to drop and just cut into the batsman.
We could come back over from Redhead. His first delivery, no ball, 6, and since then it has been singles. So he has really brought himself back into the game in this over.
52 from 31. Left-handed Smith. Just making sure that there's no one at this side screen. As Redhead. This one delivery to complete his second over. He's up to the wicket, bowl to Smith down the leg side. He still have another one to bowl. And this one, again, it's difficult for the keeper. There as it came just off the pad, went down to the short fine leg. So that's 2 runs, 57. 58 for 1.
I think he tried a slower delivery that didn't go a 9 at all, and because it bounced a couple times before he got to the keeper and gave him a lot of problem in collecting.
The sun shining brightly, really good condition. This was full to the bat and hit straight to the man at mid wicket to take a very good catch, K2. Full delivery there, and Chichester probably would be a bit disappointed. Hit it straight, firmly, but straight to the man at mid wicket. K2 just move around and taking a very good catch. So 58 for 2. That's Chichester going for 29 at the end of 5 overs.
I think seeing the replay, Chichester will be very disappointed. In fact, it was a full delivery, but slightly hit to the bottom of the bat, not much timing in it. It went just to the probably left of Keto in the mid wicket region, taking a very good catch. But Redhead, you'll have to give him credit that he did, after this first over, he has certainly came back into it. He bowled a pretty good over there and picking up a very good wicket. Chichester, who opened the inning, has been there for a while. So 50 from 30 deliveries. I still think the batting side is ahead.
Yes, most certainly at 58 for 2 in 5 overs, 50 from 30. You'd want to think that certainly that they are ahead. Dennis Smith joins Devon Smith. He's the nephew of Dennis Smith. McDonald bowled a short ball which is hit down to long on. So 1 to Devon Smith. Dennis Smith prepared to face his first delivery. It's Daniel McDonald. There is Daniel McDonald and Donald McDonald.
Are they brothers?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
And both D. Smith.
So Dennis Smith faces his first delivery, and again looking to cut outside the off stump. You made no contact. Again, we seen the difference when the slow bowlers is bowling. They can tend to tighten things a bit. Dennis Smith, and he hitting one down to cover. Redhead is on the boundary. They're going to come back for 2. Again, good running. So Smith hitting this one over cover, and Redhead is in the sweeper position on the boundary. Had to move to his left, so 2 more. Smith off the mark, 61 for 2. And this one is hitting down to mid wicket. 1 bounce to the fielder, and that's 1 more to Smith. Dennis Smith.
The left-right combination, quite a bit of change in a run has to be done with so many boundary riders. That's the cabin, and a lot of movements when a single is taken by the left-right combination.
Yeah, it makes it so difficult for the bowlers at time. And he bowled, and what a big weight he's bowled. Devon Smith certainly. Big blow they struck, 62, and Smith going for 16, and really big blow they struck there, bowled by McDonald.
Very, very. Just look at it. Right, well pitched up. Tried to hit him over the top. Didn't pick up the line properly because he was on the middle stump. Missed it and was bowled. Very, very good delivery, and a very important wicket at this stage of the game, because Devon, as we know, has been one of the ones that get a lot of runs in this type of cricket, and so a very important wicket for the fielding side.
Yeah, very important wicket, and he probably would have been advised to hit that ball straight. If he went straight, I think he probably would have cleared. Probably just hit it maybe over a long off, but looking to hit across. And Devon Smith going for 16. Bowen McDonald, he had 16, 8 deliveries. Hit 2 6s and 2 4. John Olive, and it's driving down to long off, and Jalen Olive. Sorry, Jalen Olive. So he's off the mark with 1.
And as a youth, he was a very promising cricketer. Of course, he's one of our leading soca artists. Has been road march, king, soca monarch for quite a couple of times. But he seems to be back in the game. And one will, at this stage of the game, a lot is expected of him.
Yeah, very versatile player. Certainly.
In fact, I think he's a defending soca monarch sometime now, since we have had Carnival, but it's good to see him back.
And he's going to face Edwards, who's actually coming from this northern end. Short delivery again. He's looking to hit square. Made no contact. Olive. Edwards, left arm around the wicket. Again, he allowed this one to go outside the off stump. And really, so things have really changed. We are in the 7th over, 63 for 3. Another good delivery by Edwards. He pushed and really actually took a single, just pushing it back on the offside. Very good running. As I welcome back Pastor Warm.
Well, they need 45 of 22. So that's a very interesting equation here. And except we have a couple of good overs, then it'll be rather challenging. But Edwards has done a really good job. Tug that one down to mid-wicket and get a single, but they would need more than singles and twos. They would have to have a couple of boundaries to sort of bring them on stream.
Yeah, the loss of Smith, Devon Smith wicket really was a big one.
High in the air, dropping in right between three fielders, in fact trying to converge on the ball, and dropped in no man's land, if you want to call it that way. It was pitched up big height there by Olive, and three fielders trying to converge, and the ball dropping right in the triangle, in the middle of the triangle.
Good Dennis faces. This one, right up, good delivery, right up, and Edwards certainly come back with a very good over. He has completed his second over and going for 13. It's 66 for 3 as we look at the replay, right up, and he really couldn't do more as he played this one down on in front of him. So 66 for 3 at the end of 7 overs.
The required run rate has now jumped up to 14. The current run rate 9.43. Now this over has to be big. You don't want it to come down to the last two, so to speak. So this over has to be a very critical one.
Well, again, Olive is pushing forward and taking a quick single as it push out on the offside. It's getting a bit tighter. 7.1, 67 for 3.
41 of 17. It's a tall asking. It really is.
Smith is hitting well, straight. And this one goes back over the bowler head, down to the boundary for 4. Good shot by Smith.
Yeah, he hit that really well. It was right up there in the slot. Now look at it. Slightly, almost half volley. Not quite there. But he just pulled out that front leg a little bit and hit it straight down the ground. Good blow.
Smith, who have also played quite a bit of first-class cricket. Windward Volcanoes.
And of course Jamaica.
Telawaz.
Scoop. Not connecting very well, but would get the single. Well, they need 36 of 15. This is going to be a tough one here. It really would be. Might turn out to be a crunching thriller. That's what 10-10 cricket is all about. Shorter version, it always has to be thrilling, I would think. Tugged down to long on. Olive wouldn't be very happy with that at all. He probably felt that he could have done much better with that. But get a single. 36 of 15 now. McDonald has bowled pretty well. He's gone for 12 of 1.4 overs. Down the track, hits that down to long on, gets a comfortable single. The return comes into the non-striker's end. So, brings Olive now into strike. Olive is 5 of 7. He would want to bring that up. That's not sufficient. Pulls that down to the mid-wicket area. Down to the mid-off area. I was looking to hit that down to mid-wicket. And the ball went out on the offside. So let's see what he tried to hit that down to the mid-wicket area. The ball inadvertently going to the keeper's end and just managed to scramble home. Good work done by the keeper. So 8 overs gone, 75 for 3, and they need 33 of 12.
Yeah,
That's going to be hard. It means that they've got to get 16 runs per over.
yeah, certainly it looks very difficult now. I think they had a pretty good start, but really the last few overs, they has really struck back and seem to be making it very difficult for Billy Blasters. Certainly Pascal is going to pick up the attack. He had just had 1 over. So 2 overs to go, and they still need 33 from 12 deliveries. McDonald will just complete that over. Pretty good one.
Yeah, but the way they started off, Gingers, they really looked as though they would canter from the very first over. Didn't turn out to be like that at all.
Yeah, the batting of Leon Chichester really was impressive. And then Devon Smith came in for a short stay. This is he's
beautiful, beautiful, big Yorker, and it seemed to hit the leg stump. Now, that was bowled very well. I don't know the kilometers per hour, but I'm talking about the exactitude right up in the block hole. We'll probably be able to look and see again. Let's watch this replay, see whether there's any swing attached. Just a wee bit. We did hit him maybe in the toe area, and then it went onto the stump. So that's Olive. He's gone for 6. It's now 75 for 4.
Yeah, good delivery by Pascal. Just came off the pad, but you could see his intention. It was to bring the ball right up and just came off the pad and then went into the stumps. Pascal, a player with a lot of experience, played Test cricket for the West Indies, played in the regional tournaments, the West Indies first class regional tournament, played for a number of years, and really has been one of the players that possesses tremendous talent. As we see him here, he still continues to move the ball away from the particularly right-handed batter,
yes,
and bring it into the left-hander. Certainly he's using his experience. He is in his second over. His first over went for 7.
Yeah, he has been known to move the ball away from the right-handed batsman. Yorker-like delivery attempted, but clipped nicely down to backward square. The ball goes into the boundary for 4. The attempt was right, looking for the Yorker, striding for it, but he overpitched it, so to speak. Got it right on the pad. Let's look at it. A little bit of in swing, and in the end, he clips it nicely behind square for 4.
Yeah, just missed it there again, looking to bring it right up, but a bit too full. And the batsman with a little difficulty was able to. That's Batiste was able to play it down to square leg, which was Bacon, and went down to the boundary for 4.
I thought he did it rather skillfully in the end, though it was swinging into him with a bit of pace too. Here's Pascal once more to Batiste. And the Yorker-like delivery again. So the intention here is to keep the ball full right up in the block hole. And yes, the previous delivery, the one before that, last delivery, was full toss in the end. But this one was impeccable. Just the kind of Yorker you want. When it's sinking into the leg stump, it's not really easy to negotiate.
Markel Batiste, another full delivery, and probably wait to see pretty high, but probably just under the waist. Played out on the offside again. Pascal looking to bring the ball right up to the bat.
Yeah, all that he has bowled so far has been on the full length. They've been on the full length. Couple of full tosses, couple of genuine Yorkers, and he probably will continue in that vein. That's working for him, so why not continue with it?
Well, it's 28 from 8, so probably need a real big over again, right up, and play down the long leg.
It was almost toe crushing really, right up in the block hole, and just managed to squeeze it down to the fine leg area. This is a great over. Really good over here by Pascal. This is his final delivery coming up. And clips it down to wideish mid wicket. They're going to go back for the second run. They got to hurry. The return comes in. He's gone. Well, there was never going to be 2 runs there at all. But the return came in to the keeper. Nonchalantly took the bails off. And so another wicket has fallen. Let's watch it. Turned down to mid wicket. They went for one. The ball was travelling rather quickly. Fielder comes off the boundary, gathers very well, sends a good nice flat return, and impeccable right over the top of the stumps, and then the rest was just academic interest.
Yes, certainly good work by the fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. It looked like Benjamin, as he came wrong, or Redhead came wrong really quickly and picked up the ball and threw it back to the stumps, and really the player really didn't have a chance. But it was good work there, and I guess the attempt was to try to get as much as possible. Certainly another wicket going, 7 deliveries remaining, still 27 runs to get. So at 81 for 4 really look difficult. Pascal concluding his spell of 2 overs, no mean 14 runs, 1 wicket.
So they need 26 of 6. Now, impossible? No. Improbable? Yes. Or should I put yes for both of them? Dennis Smith pulls down to the deep backward square. They get just 1.
Yeah, probably improbable might be the better word. In this game, you can't talk about impossible in terms of 26 runs and over. I see it happen so often.
Yeah, you're right. They need 25 of 5.
Fraser from that southern end.
Charles yet to score. He'll be taking strike now. Dennis Smith got 12 of 10. He might be a little bit disappointed with that. Maybe if he had 20 of 10, may have looked more of a better reading. But they're on target here. Gingers, of course, to win this. Bayleaf Blasters struggling a little bit here.
Yeah, another delivery. Beaten it back wide off the off stump. And Kieran Charles looking to hit somewhere through the covers. He need a lot more than that. That's Fraser in his second over, final over. Again, he's looking to swing again. Ball, good length delivery that left the left-handed batsman outside the off stump.
Yeah, he didn't have a good first over at all, Fraser. But he's come back pretty well in this final over. And just his body language as he goes back, he seemed to be very happy with his performance so far in this second over. Brushes past the umpire now.
Clip down to backward square for 4. Again, pitched up and he just take it off his pad and in that vacant position and went down to the boundary for 4.
So 21 needed of 2 balls. No, it's deemed impossible.
Yeah, you're certainly right there.
You have some overhanging clouds that look a little dark. As to whether that's going to affect the game, we don't know, or the other upcoming matches. Oh, that's a bad miss by the keeper. Really bad. Goes over the boundary line for 4. He has to be critical about himself there. Open his legs, never seemed to cover it at all. And it went down to the boundary for 4. Not that it's going to harm, but let's assume there were, let's say, 6 runs to go. And, you know, that happened. Would have been a scary moment.
Yeah, a bit of lapse in concentration, and it matched the keeper there. Just casually came across, and it went past him for 4 byes.
He's a tall man, but he didn't do any bending at all to get there. Caught and bowled. Fraser takes the catch. So Charles goes for 8. And so the innings have come to an end. 91 for 5 of their 10 overs. And, well, they didn't. Let's look at the replay here. Good catch. That was coming back and coming back very quickly. The good thing is that it was going in the correct direction of his follow through, but it was a fine catch.
Yeah, good catch. Really on the side where he was following through, so he really took it well. Certainly an impressive win by the Ginger Generals there. One would have thought halfway in the game, and I think there was over 15, 5 overs, really, with Devon Smith batting with Chichester. It looked at as though it would all over in a hurry. But they really came back strongly and to be able to bowl them out for 91 and for 6 in the 10 overs. Really an impressive victory here by the Ginger Generals, first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't look as though it would turn out to be that way. Actually, it did look as though the Bay Blasters would have cantered for a victory. It didn't turn out to be that at all, but Bay Blasters, of their 10 overs, 91 for 6 with Dennis Smith being not out 12. So let's look a little bit here at the scorecard. Chichester was caught Cato. He was there at mid-wicket. The bowling of Redhead went for 17 balls, 25 minutes at the crease, 3 4s and 2 6s. Really looked rather well. Josh Noel was bowled by Larry Edwards for 9, just the 8 balls he had, 1 4. Devon Smith was bowled by McDonald, 16, and faced 8 balls and had 2 4s, 2 6s rather, in his batting stint. Dennis Smith was not out 12, 10 balls, 1 4. Batiste was run out by Redhead for 6. And Dubisette was not out, no score. And so Bay Blasters 91 for 6. And let's look a little bit at the bowling. Nicholas Reid had, let's look at his bowling figure there. He had 2 overs, had 1 for 23. Pascal, I thought, bowled very well, just 1 for 14 of 2. Kept the ball right up into the block hole as much as possible, particularly in the second over. And Fraser had 1 for 23 of 2. Edwards, in my opinion, he really bowled very well and sort of turned the tide around. Had 1 for 13, and Daniel McDonald had 1 for 14 of his 2. So those 2 bowlers were really prime and did very, very well indeed for Ginger Generals.
Yes, certainly have been a good performance by Ginger General. I thought the batting of Smith and Chichester really was important for Bailey Blasters, and they got off to a good start, but really didn't carry on. And having lost those 2 wickets really would have turned things around. And Ginger Generals came out really and played very well to win this first encounter. So game 1, Bailey Blasters versus Ginger Generals. Ginger Generals would have defeated them by 16 runs. And certainly, I think when we look at the game, we thought that the slower bowlers really made more impact in terms of the bowling than the quicker bowlers.
Yeah, they certainly did. I was very impressed with Larry Edwards, who I thought bowled very well and played a good role. Neil Pascal got the ball to move away from the right-handed batsman, particularly in his first over. Second over, he used his skill and experience to bowl it right up into the block hole and reap reward. Turned out with 1 for 14. Pascal, Michael Fraser had 1 for 23. All in all, I thought it was a good performance overall by Ginger General.